Hey everybody, Silverwolf1658. So we are currently at the game. We are currently at the PlayStation VR demo. So here a guy on the hall is about to play one of the games. He's about to play Eve Valkyrie. So I'm waiting for them to get set up. So I'll come back here for a sec. So what was it like putting on the VR headset for the first time?
It was interesting. A little bit of blurring at first, at least what I thought of as blurring. That might be the thing they referred to as God rays before an image appeared on the screen. But once the video game started going, it was fine. I mean, in terms of menus as well as game. Image quality was good. Before the menus load up, it's kind of a little bit blurring. I think that might be what's referred to as God rays on some sites. I'm still new to the terminology. What I should have done, besides researching terminology, was research how the control schemes work, because I have no idea how to fly with a gamepad. And I figured there'd be more instructions on the screen about what button does this, what button does that, what trigger does what. But no. So instead of flying out as a captain, I went out flying as a major. Majors suck. Call sign garbage. I tried to read the instructions, but if I'd done any research online, well, here's me ogling the launch tube. I've been having this dream ever since original Battlestar Galactica aired back in the 70s. Just being in the launch tube, getting ready to launch. As someone makes a mod of, oh yeah, launching.
So what is Eve Valkyrie exactly?
Eve Valkyrie is a spin-off of the Eve Online science fiction games. And this one's where you actually play as a fighter pilot. And here's what a guy who doesn't know how the controls work flies. Historically, I have played lots of flight games in the past, but I've done it with a stick and throttle, and this is my first time flying with a gamepad. So I was completely caught off guard. So my bad for not doing my research.
When was the last time you used a gamepad, actually? Back when you were a kid?
The last time I used a gamepad, not counting that simple digital one I got for Frogger and Hubert for you guys, it was probably around 2000.
Whoa, so 16 years.
Yeah. It was,
Can anybody say yikes?
well, my gaming time had been reduced a lot in the last 1.5 decades. Until recently, I started getting back into it.
That's 15 years.
Yeah. I said approximately. Yeah, I haven't used a gamepad, a dual analog gamepad, since a friend wanted to play Unreal Tournament on his PlayStation 2. And luckily, I was already experienced playing Unreal Tournament on my computer. It was just adapting the controls. The guns worked fine. I had no idea how to launch a missile, and I was afraid to, because I was afraid I was accidentally blast my own guys.
So, my next question would be, like, once you were finally in the game and you were, like, doing what you were supposed to do, I guess the correct terminology would be objective in this situation, because I currently don't know how to fully describe it at the moment. What was it, how did you feel like about the graphics and stuff? Because, I mean, just give us more of an insight of what it felt like with the VR headset on while you were playing it.
The graphics were good. I thought were good enough. Some might complain it's not Vive or Oculus level, and that's their right. But for me, this was more than good enough to be fully immersive. Like I said, if I'd learned how to use the controls properly, I probably would have had a lot more fun. I was more focused on trying to figure out, okay, how do I thrust? How do I get a missile lock? How do I launch the missiles? Because the only thing I could figure out how to do was fire the guns. The final game, I know on the PCs, VR setup, you can use the tracking to target your missiles. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible on the PSVR, but I don't see why it wouldn't be. I mean, so head tracking seems to be working pretty fine, so it should have that capability unless they feel you need to trim it out, which I hope they do not. I'm really hoping there's not going to be any meaningful difference between the PSVR version and the Oculus version.
So now, overall, how would you rate this game? Like a 7, an 8, maybe a 9?
For me, it'd be a 10. It'd be an 11 if it included flight control support. Stick and throttle support, I should say. And rudders. Okay, it'd get a 20. Oh, I should mention that the demo was actually the same mission that appears in most of the trailers for Eve Valkyrie.
Motion sickness, this game does. Just a lot of
Okay, so what I'm doing here is I am playing Ocean Descent, and when I first put the headset on, it was really kind of cool. I didn't expect it to be so fascinating at first. It's kind of hard for me to describe at the moment. Well, I didn't feel sneezy.
Not happy.
I'm drooling.
Oops, see? Or grumpy. No, not grumpy. Let's take it with happy.
Well, for the most part, I was. I mean, I literally felt like I could actually, with some of the things that were showing, I felt like I could actually touch it. Just stick my hand on it, touch it. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, the graphics, it was just so real. It's like I was actually down in the ocean. I'd have to say my favorite part about doing this one was probably the jellyfish. Jellyfish were just so beautiful. They were rainbow colored, and it was just really beautiful. It was just so amazing. I mean, even the stingrays. I mean, it was just mind-boggling, mind-blowing. Just so real, it felt. But it helps when you have a really good headset on. Those are like the best headset phones I have ever had. It like blocked out all outside noise. It was I really like the headphones. Yeah, I was just so I don't know what word you would use for this situation. Astonished? I believe would be the word I'd be looking for, is astonished. It was just so real and outstanding work. I mean, it's like I was being... The jellyfish were my personal favorite. Now, this last part, I I didn't have the stomach for this last part as much as I did the rest of it. Of course, neither me nor my dad didn't realize about the sharks.
Oops.
Oops, over my head.
The bubbles were over your head.
Ugh. Fathers. Love to see their little kids screaming, don't they? Yeah. So I actually, when I started to see the shark, as soon as it rocked the cage originally, that's when I started really getting that's when I started getting freaked out a little bit because it was so real. I thought the shark was actually attacking me. So I ended up just closing my eyes for most of the shark scene because it was really freaking me out. Not to mention the sudden shakiness of the cage that I was in. It was making me feel really dizzy. I have anxiety, so this last section I was very uncomfortable. Extremely fearful. I thought it felt real. You may notice that I might start clenching my right hand into a fist. Not because I'm angry or anything, but because I'm just very nervous. It was scaring me. I mean, at least Dad had a blast on his. So I didn't know what was fully going on. I kind of reopened my eyes this one last time here when the shark was taking out the light, was chewing on the light a little bit, and then I kept my eyes closed the rest of the time. Because it was just too scary for me. I could not handle it. I thought I was going to die in that game, honestly. I really did. I really thought the shark was going to eat me. But when we watched somebody else play it, it turns out that Mr. Sharky Shark, who was about to eat me, couldn't eat me because, well, he got a boom boom. Long story short, Sharky Shark got hit by a big giant falling rock, as you saw a little bit earlier. Shark trying to kill me, shark trying to kill me, shark trying to kill me! That's literally what I was kind of like thinking in my head a little bit, was shark just trying to kill me, shark trying to kill me. And even after I took the headset off, I actually asked Harry Guy down the hall if the shark ate me. He said no, he was just wanting to play. It's only the after fact, after I started talking with him, did he realize that last section actually was frightening me. So, yeah. I mean, unbelievable. PlayStation VR. Wow, just amazing. Just wow. I can't really describe anything else.